Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all for coming here today and actually lighting the whole, the event. My name is Vivek. I represent Namahatta from Nottingham, and we have senior devotees here. Her Grace Raghavali Devi Dasi and Ganesh Amita Devdas is also here. So under their guidance, we are having this. We have been having this in different locations, but today, first time, I think after many years, we are doing in temple, and then it will be followed by Katha, Krishna Katha. Basically, this will be done by our youth. She also represents Pandava Sena of Namahatta, and typically ISKCON has a youth kind of cohort, which is Pandava Sena. She represents that also, and she has been doing similar kathas in the past.
Hare Krishna. I'm very happy to be here today. We are in the midst of Damodar month, which is also known as Kartik month. And there's a very special Damodar Leela which happens at this time. And before beginning this, I'd like to say thank you to the Hindu Temple Committee and all our devotees who put this together for us today. And thank you all for being here too. I'll try to say some things in Hindi, but my Hindi is not very good. So I hope that it's still understandable. There's a different sweetness when we say things in our home tongue, and so I do appreciate that. I'd like to begin with our invocation prayers, and then we'll begin with the katha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Varsya Satarini Jeshti Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. And to begin, we'll glorify Kartik month. As among the rivers, Ganga is the most special. As among our plants, Tulsi is the most dear to Lord Krishna. Among all our 12 months, this Kartik month is the most special and close to Lord Krishna's heart. And another person who's very close is Srimati Radharani. So today I'd like to take her blessings and begin our katha. And you may have looked at the altar decorations here. This baby Damodar with Mother Yashoda, and she's binding him to a grinding water. And does anyone know the meaning of the word Damodar? Can anyone guess? Yes?
The Lord with a rope around his belly.
Perfect, that's very impressive. So Dam means rope, and Udar means stomach or belly. So Damodar is the Lord who's tied by a rope on his belly, a very special form of Krishna. आचार्य इस महीने को गुरु कारक कहते हैं. इसका मतलब है कि वो छोटे अच्छे कर्म भी बड़ा बना सकते हैं. Even little small good deeds we do in this month is amplified manyfold, and this is because Lord Krishna is very merciful on everyone today and in this month. And discussing Krishna Katha is like a churning process. As we all know, Mother Yashoda is busy churning yogurt to make makhan for Kanha. Constantly, it is her full-time occupation. And our discussion of this Krishna Katha is just like this churning. The pastime is sweet already, but by discussion among devotees like this, it becomes even sweeter. And when Krishna descends onto earth in Nardalila, which means when he appears like a human, these pastimes become even sweeter when he's actually a baby boy. And when in this child form of his, it becomes Madhurya Lila, which means sweet. And in Tattva, Damodar is Krishna, Damodar is Sri Narayana. Yet in Rasa, it's very different. The mood and emotion of Damodar is completely different. So When Krishna is present in Vrindavan, the way Krishna is then is completely different. It's completely bhinna to the way he's present in Vaikuntha even. In his other lokas also, his mood is different. He's worshipped as God. वैकुंठ में भगवान भव्य छवि में पूजनीय माने जाते हैं, पर वृंदावन में वो भगवान के नाते में नहीं, पर यशोदा नंदन के नाते में, नंदलाल के नाते में, श्री बलराम के छोटे भाई के नाते में और गोपियों के प्रेमी के नाते में जाने जाते हैं। भगवान वो नंद उसके पर आफ्टर होते हैं, पर पहले he has his personal relationships with his devotees. And in this month, we can ask for anything from Krishna. And because he's very happy, he's also very generous this month. We can ask for liberation, we can ask for our own success in our lives. But one thing which we must ask for is Krishna Prem. This Krishna doesn't give very easily. He'll give everything else. But Krishna Prem, this is the means by which to tie him, the way Mother Yashoda did. Because he's very mischievous, he doesn't give this easily to anyone. So, once upon a time, in Vrindavan, the maidservants were engaged in other work, and so Mother Yashoda herself decided that I must make makhan for Krishna. And so she sits in full eagerness to serve the Lord. Out of so many riches and wealth, she does in fact has no need to actually do these services herself. But despite that, out of lakhs of cows that Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Ma have in Vrindavan and in the nearby districts, she has hand-selected 9 lakhs of them. And of those 9 lakh cows, she has chosen 7 to 8 most perfect cows whose milk is very nutritious. जिन गायों को दूध एकदम शुद्ध है, वो उन गायों का दूध लेकर माखन बनाती है कान्हा के लिए। पर ये थोड़ी ना काफी होने वाला है कान्हा के लिए। वो फिर भी दूसरे गोपियों के घरों में जाकर उनके हांडियां तोड़ने वाले ही हैं। So despite all her efforts, Krishna is still going to go and steal from other gopis' houses, and every day there'll be a gopi coming with lots of love, yet with this hint of anger to complain that this time Krishna has also wasted my efforts of making dahi and makhan. So Mother Yashoda is churning, and if you imagine this picture, Mother Yashoda is a very heavy woman, and so when she's churning, everything on her jewelry is shaking, and it takes a lot of effort. These machines were massive, made of rock, and so it's a full effort, intensive process. And in this way, she's singing the glories of Krishna. Krishna is the main topic of discussion of everyone in Vrindavan, and she is chanting his glories. They composed poetry for him, just spontaneously. We sit here today to talk about him, but in fact there was no such need for them. They were constantly glorifying baby Krishna. And so her description is that of her chanting the yogurt is compared to Harinam Sankirtan itself. Her bangles are making this cham-cham noise, and the repetitive rub-rub of that machine sounds like the mridanga. So altogether, it sounds like a very beautiful Harinam Sankirtan. And in that time, baby Krishna, who's inside, has just woken up, and he's hungry. So he comes crawling outside to Mother Yashoda, and he holds the rod of the machine, which stops the whole churning process. And Mother Yashoda is very impressed with her child's intelligence. And so she picks him up, she lovingly looks at him, and she's feeding him. And she's looking at his face. And we won't have the time to do the translation of the Damodarashtakam, So I thought I'll just say part of the translation because it's a very beautiful description of baby Damodar. And the prayer goes of one of the verses. O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hair, have become reddened like bimba fruits due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are useless to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind. And in this way, she is feeding baby Krishna. And then what happens? Does anyone know the story? The milk she's kept on the stove begins to boil and it starts to overflow. So immediately, this is Krishna Prashadam. She's making this for Krishna. She puts baby Krishna down and she runs to close the stove. And this one action makes Krishna very angry. कान्हा एकदम चिढ़कर ये सोचने लगते हैं कि मैया ने मुझे कैसे रख दिया, उसका और कोई कार्य ही नहीं हो सकता, मेरे अलावा उसका कोई ये प्रायोरिटी नहीं हो सकता। तो ये समझकर वो शरारत करने लगते हैं। वो एक पत्थर लेकर with a stone he breaks the pot that she was chanting, that she was currently working with, and this is out of pure mischief. He doesn't do things because he gets hungry, in fact. He does things just out of his free will. And in this way, with lots of anger, he bites his red lips and his eyes fill with angry tears. However false they may be, the anger is real. The nature of Krishna is that he's Param Satya, which means that Krishna's anger is the same as his love. And even in his anger, there is love for Mother Yashoda. Regardless of this, he wants to show his anger, and he reflects that. He soon runs away. He knows he's, committed a mistake or an offense against Mother Yashoda. And so he runs. And he runs first, where does he go? Into the storeroom to break more pots. He climbs onto the grinding mortar. The grinding mortar is the same instrument. In the deity, you'll see it's what he's tied to. That's our grinding mortar. And he runs and climbs on top of that. And using that, he breaks more pots, which Mother Yashoda has purposely hung up to make distance between him and the pots. And at this moment, he also calls the monkeys. He remembers that actually, I was Ram in a previous Janma, and the monkeys were my Vanarsena, so I must serve them by distributing this Makhan. In this way, Krishna is distributing Makhan among the monkeys, and although he is somewhat happy and joyful to distribute it, he's also very fearful that Mother Yashoda shouldn't walk in on him at any moment. तो कान्हा इधर उधर देखकर बहुत चिंतित थे कि कान्हा उसकी माँ ना आ जाए, और इस रूप में भी उसका जो डिस्क्रिप्शन है वो बहुत सुंदर है। उनकी his ears were adorned with shark-shaped earrings, and वो जब इधर उधर उनके मुख घुमा रहे थे, वो earrings भी टच कर रही थी उसकी cheeks को, और उनका काजल बिखरा जा रहा था कि थोड़े थोड़े आंसू जो आ रहे थे। और इस समय में माँ यशोदा उसके नन्हे नन्हे पाँव के कदम फॉलो कर रही थी, जो जिधर भी वो जाए वो सब माखन भरे हुए कदम दिखाई दे रहे थे। So it's a very easy crime to catch out, and in this way she is following him. You may also remember a very beautiful painting of Mother Yashoda chasing baby Krishna. And in that painting, she's holding one stick in one hand, and she's about to just catch him with the other hand. And in the painting, you'll notice he has bells around his waist. So those bells are making this tinkling sound. Again, he's leaving a trail by which to catch him. And Although it seems that Yashoda had put him down and he had a reason to be angry, actually the word used for both Yashoda and Radharani is Krishna Mai. And this word means that everything they do is for Krishna. There is no other object in existence but their beloved Krishna. So in fact, even her moving away from Krishna at that time is the same as her moving towards him. And as soon as Mother Yashoda saw him, she's walking with soft footsteps from the back, that he shouldn't turn around. And there's crows in that room. There's some crows also with him. And they begin to fly away. So seeing this disturbance, then Krishna realizes, oh, I've been caught, I've been seen. And immediately he turns around and वो कूद जाते हैं वो ग्राइंडिंग मोटर से और नीचे भागने लगते हैं. माँ यशोदा उनके पीछे पीछे दौड़ती है और उसको पकड़ने के लिए वो सोचती है मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ. खाना सब तरह इधर उधर उसको दौड़ाते हैं. He makes her run around everyone. And finally, taking pity on his mother's condition, her hair has become loose, the flowers in her hair have scattered. She's very tired, yet she's still driven to catch him. He is allowing himself to be caught. Krishna cannot be caught by anyone. In fact, we are all caught by him. We are caught in this prakriti, in this material world. हम प्रकृति के नियमों से बंधे रहते हैं, पर कृष्णा को कौन बांध सकता है? वो सिर्फ प्रेम की डोरी से बंधे जा सकते हैं. So in this way, Mother Yashoda is able to catch him. And now Krishna starts his act. He begins rubbing his eyes. And the verse is that he's rubbing his eyes again and again with his lotus hands. He's crying. The kajal which anoints his eyes is being smeared over his face. He's breathing very quickly out of fear of Mother Yashoda. And the pearl necklace around his neck is shivering due to his fast breathing. So seeing this condition of Krishna, Mother Yashoda feels a little bit bad. She throws away the chadi that she had. And she decides, I'll scold him instead. And she first catches him. She's decided that his punishment this time is that she's going to tie him to the grinding mortar. All the gopis and cowherd women otherwise will tell her, he does this every other day, and yet you never punish him. She can't show bad parenting. And so she must give him some punishment. One thing is for punishment, but also she thinks, if Krishna is so afraid, and he's running and escaping out of the house like this, वो ऐसे भागे जा रहे हैं तो उनको चोट भी पहुंच सकता है. मैं उसे बांध के रखती हूँ और जब मेरा काम खत्म हुई मैं तब उसको खोल दूंगी. So this is what she plans to do. She carries all the rope in her house that she needs, and he's just a 2-year-old boy, baby boy. He shouldn't need much rope to tie him to the grinding mortar. She takes these rope and she tries to tie him. He's campaigning. He's saying, no, I'll never do this again. But of course, she's seen this enough times. And वो जब बांधने का प्रयत्न करती है, हर बार 2 उंगली कम पड़ जाती है वो rope के length में. Every time the rope is 2 fingers short. She's not able to tie him. Such a small boy. So up till now, baby Krishna appeared like a normal baby boy, but now he's showing his Ishvara bhav, the fact that he is in fact the infallible Lord, who cannot be bound by anyone. And so every time she gathers more rope, they have lots of rope in their house because they're cowherds, so they have lots of cow ropes. Every time she gets more rope and tries to bind him, she's always 2 fingers short. And in this way, this news spreads across Vrindavan. And all the gopis gather. सब गोपियाँ और उनकी family और friends gather हो जाते हैं. और वो ये चमत्कार देख रहे हैं कि ये नन्हा सा कृष्णा बांध क्यों नहीं रहा? Why is he not being able to be tied? And they gather their own ropes. So now the gopis are starting to laugh at Mother Yashoda. And they're looking at this, what is happening? And Mother Yashoda is also very tired. Eventually, all the ropes in Vrindavan have been occupied to tie Krishna. Everyone's love has come together to tie baby Krishna. And so it's worth noting that Krishna, not only did he give delight to Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, but he actually gave pleasure to all the residents of Vrindavan. And just like they all had a personal relationship with Krishna, we also have a personal relationship with Krishna, which we may not remember, but he wants your love specifically. Despite him not needing anything in the world, he wants your particular engagement. And finally, the two fingers, what they represent. The first finger represents our efforts to tie Krishna, our efforts in anything in this life. We must put our effort to achieve. And the second finger represents Krishna's mercy, his grace. Without his grace, nothing is achieved. And of course, without his grace, Mother Yashoda cannot tie him either. And we see this as time. Time is the external representation of Krishna's will in this material world. हम बोलते हैं जो जितना भी प्रयत्न करना चाहते हो कर सकते हो, पर जब वक्त साथ नहीं देता तो वो कार्य खत्म नहीं हो सकता. In this way, Krishna is also very present in our lives. And he becomes the devotee of his devotee. And he becomes like a plaything in the hands of Mother Yashoda and the gopis. The other acharyas describe that he becomes like a Katputli in the hands of his devotees. So in this way, Krishna lets us know that the only way to tie him or capture him is through love. Yeah. So now that ends our Damodar Leela. This is just a glimpse into the pastime. But the nature of Krishna's pastimes are that they're Nitya Nutan, or evergreen. And so the more you discuss them, the more sweetness can be obtained from them. हम प्रार्थना करते हैं कि कृष्ण प्रेम के रूप में हमें कृष्ण कृपा मिलेगी और ये दीप जो हम जलाने वाले हैं दामोदर के लिए, ये हम अपने दिल में भी उज्ज्वलित रखेंगे ये the whole year. Thank you very much, and please forgive me if I've misspoken or any discrepancies in my speech. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.